Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy Monday. I hope everybody is had a great start to the weekend, is having a great day. And listen, it is Monday. It is hotter than balls outside, but it is Monday nonetheless. And so that means last night was Sunday. That means I watched Real Housewives of New Jersey. We're going to break it down. We're going to recap it, and we're going to rant a little bit. Did I spill something? No, that's a sequin. Okay, because it's always a good chance that I spilled something. Okay, so let's get right into it. We started off with Melissa and Joe were going out to dinner with Melissa's mom. Melissa's mom has one of the absolute great Italian names. It's Donna Marco. They went out to dinner with Donna Marco. So they go out to dinner. They're talking about Melissa's fashion show coming up for Envy, and also they talk about Melissa's mom dating a new guy, dating a new fella. And she says that Melissa says this is now the second. Her mother is a widow twice, and she's kind of a little worried about her mom, because her mom is forgetting things. Her mom is feisty. I kind of like her mom. So they went out to dinner. It was nice. It was a nice sit down for them. Next up, with Margaret got together with Dolores. Margaret visited Dolores at Polly's house. They had a little sit down. Dolores wanted to kind of talk to her in the days following, with everything that's going on with the friends. Margaret asks to herself, do I think that Dolores believes Jackie when she said that Margaret talks all kind of shit about you and Polly? Listen, I keep doing this because this side of my hair is real flat and weirdy looking. Don't pay any attention. Don't pay any attention to my hair. Pay attention to my words. Okay, so they're sitting down, they're talking about Joe, her husband Joe, and the possibility that he could have prostate cancer. She's very nervous. She's very worried about that. Oh, but back to does she think that Dolores believes what Margaret said about or what Jackie said about Margaret? She said she doesn't think so, but sometimes Dolores can get a little paranoid. Dolores says that she feels like Margaret has been kind of off, and really hasn't been herself, and has been a little off just because of some of the petty bullshit that's going on. And maybe it's partly due to stress, worrying about her husband's medical issues, and this petty stuff coming from Jackie. So cue Jackie. They start talking about Jackie. Dolores asks, did you ever say anything bad about Polly? And Margaret says, she's never said anything. She says, I've never said anything bad about you. So she's never said anything bad about Dolores, which makes me think, well, you've said something bad about Polly then, obviously. And then Margaret goes on to say that when they were in New York for the reunion, she got very upset because Jackie sent her a picture that was from Instagram, and said to Margaret, look who Dolores and Polly are going out to dinner with, meaning Teresa and Louie. And after everything that had just happened at the reunion, Margaret just wasn't happy about that. And Margaret had said, well, no, that's not the reason why Dolores is going out with them, is because Polly prefers them to us, meaning Teresa and Joe, to Margaret and Joe. Dolores said, no, that's not the case. he doesn't prefer them to you. It's just that you separated from us. She said, I would call you and it would go to voicemail like it always would. Margaret then had said off camera that after a few weeks, for a few weeks after the reunion, she really didn't talk to Margaret, or she didn't talk to Dolores. Margaret didn't talk to Dolores. But then they ironed it out. We're good friends. That's what you do. Dolores said, well, did you say anything else about Paul? Margaret said, and Margaret had said that, she said that if Dolores was with David, none of this would ever have happened, would never have happened. And Dolores was like, and Dolores had said, listen, you're right. It wouldn't have happened if I was with David, because David never went out anywhere. We never went out. So no, it wouldn't have happened. Dolores off camera says, listen, I know Margaret talks a lot. She talks about everybody. Flashback, they showed her talking about everybody. They rolled the beautiful footage, showed that. And she said, but Margaret is a good friend. And she said to Margaret, listen, if you're going to talk about me, or if you're going to talk about people, just don't talk to people who are my friends, or something like that. Okay, next up was Danielle and Nate. Danielle and Nate, they were talking about the Envy fashion show. Melissa had invited her to go backstage to see, how she does things. They're talking, and Danielle had said, everybody is going to be there except for Teresa. Teresa, she had talked to Teresa a few days ago, but she was talking about at the event. She said that Teresa basically, she didn't like the fact that Teresa defended Jennifer Aydin, and she just feels like she's not having her back. Teresa's coming out and saying, I don't know Jennifer Aydin to ever make up a story. Instead, having her back, instead of saying to Jennifer, listen, I know what kind of person Danielle is. She would never steal money from a charity. So that's why she feels like Teresa just doesn't have her back. Danielle and Teresa talked, and she told Teresa, she said, listen, Jennifer Aydin's your friend, so I'm going to leave this alone. I'll leave it alone for you. Listen, whenever Nate said, you got to work on your face, I feel that. I felt that. I feel that, because everything I'm thinking is on my face. It's why after some of our meetings at work, my friends will be like, what's up with your face? Or I love watching your face, because I just can't hide it. So I felt attacked when Nate was like, you have to work on your face. Also, Danielle's kids, her son and her daughter, are going to be in a Kids Bop video. And that's awesome. Kids Bop songs can be annoying as hell, but that should be super fun for them. I hope Danielle doesn't turn into a terrible momager. Danielle does want her father to be there. She's going to have Nate call him, and the producers are like, why do you have to have Nate call? Why can't you? And she just said that she's really not strong enough. If she calls and she rejects it, and she gets rejected by him, it would destroy her. So Nate is like, I will call. Nate lost his father, so he had built up a great relationship with her father. And I feel like because he doesn't have a father, he doesn't want to see her lose that relationship with her father. But he calls just to protect his wife. I'm going to tell you what, say what you will about house husbands. I think Nate is a keeper. I think Nate is a great husband. I think he's a great husband. I think he's a great father. I do. I'm going to say I really like Nate. Okay, next up, Jennifer Aydin FaceTimes Teresa. Teresa talks about her live event that she's going to be having. She's going to be having a live podcast event for Namaste Bitches the next day. I don't know. I don't think that's still going on with Melissa Feaster. Is it? I'm going to have to check. I don't think it is, but I'm going to have to double check into that. Okay. Melissa is having the Envy fashion show. So Melissa's there at the fashion show event. It's early with the models. Danielle and Nate show up a little early. Danielle is looking all blinged out and gorgeous in her Envy dress. Would I wear it? No. Could I wear it? No, because I look like a bakery. I have rolls everywhere. Nate and Danielle, listen, they both agree not to start anything with Jennifer Aydin, just for Melissa's sake. It's a nice sentiment. Okay, so the event starts. Dolores and Polly show up. No. This is before they show up. So Dolores and Polly are talking. Dolores says, listen, this should be pretty interesting because Jennifer Aydin and Danielle, they're going to be in the same room. Plus, you got Margaret and Jackie who have a problem with one another. Does Dolores think any of these people can make up? Any of these ladies can make up? She's not sure. And I agree. I'm not so positive about that. At the event, Margaret, Danielle, and Jen Fessler, they're all blinged out in their Envy, courtesy of Melissa. So Jennifer Fessler, she says she isn't going to talk to Rachel. I don't know that Rachel would be talking to you anyway. So Jackie shows up. So she sits down. Margaret says, listen, me and Jackie, we're not getting along, but I would never character assassin her. Jackie's like, but you did though. You called me a pathetic loser fame whore. And she's like, well, I only did, Margaret responds by saying, well, I only did that because you said I was smarter. You said that you were smarter than me and that I'm beneath you, which I could see Jackie saying that. Is she a little bit of a snob? She's a lot of a snob in my mind. So Jennifer, listen, then they're all there. Jennifer Aydin comes walking in. Everything's nice. Then Jennifer Aydin comes walking in. They're like in the confessional. They ask Danielle, are you going to say anything? Well, out loud, the ladies say, here's Jennifer. Are you going to talk to her? She's like, no. And then the confessional, she then goes on and says all the things she would like to say to Jennifer Aydin, but she's not going to say them. The guys are all together and they're talking with Frank. Listen, this was the saddest part. Frank's dog, Lolly, had passed away. Listen, he's not going to see this, but condolences go out to you and your family on the passing of Lolly. That's so sad. So he canceled his trip to Costa Rica, and so there's no engagement between him and Brittany yet. Rachel joins the ladies. Margaret says, and Margaret, Rachel joins the ladies, and she's all in Envy from Melissa. And Margaret says, oh yeah, don't we look great? Melissa sent us all dresses from Envy. Well, that triggered Jackie. Jackie immediately gets upset and says, oh, well, she didn't offer one for me. Well, I guess I know where I stand with people. I guess I know where I stand with my friends. So that was her jumping board. That was her jumping board, her springboard into the rest of the episode in her campaign to get full time. So then here comes Jennifer Aydin. Jennifer Aydin's talking to, who was she talking to? She was talking to Jen Fessler maybe. And she's, oh, listen, I have written here, Jennifer A is so fake. She's fakety fake. She's so fake. And then here comes Jackie. Jackie has to join in. She's getting all dramatical about not getting anything from Envy and about how Margaret had to bring it up to me. Dolores said something like, well, Melissa said to me, she didn't want to force anybody to wear her stuff. And Jackie was like, well, that's not how Margaret brought it up to me. Dolores was like, off camera, she was like, I get why Margaret doesn't want to have anything to do with her. She is a dramatical. And what else? Oh yeah. Also, Margaret and Jennifer Aiden talk. They were civil to one another. Dolores was like, I am so impressed that Margaret actually acknowledged that she was wrong. They were civil to one another, so you can be civil. So the fashion show starts. Listen, isn't Jennifer Aiden sitting in the audience talking to someone, asking a lady, does Melissa design these clothes? They're sold at Envy. Yeah, but does Melissa design the clothes? She says, no, they're just sold at Envy. Jen's like, well, that's odd. I've never seen a fashion show where you don't design your own clothes. Maybe she just wanted to get the clothes out there to like create some buzz and some talk about Envy. Okay? That's so odd. And then she also says, oh, and I also noticed that to off camera, she said, and I noticed there weren't any men. I mean, that's wise considering that there's that rumor that she was making out in the backseat of a car with a male model in a fashion show. No. Listen, there weren't any men in it because Envy probably don't sell clothes for men. So that's why there were no men there. It's the same old Jen. Wasn't she like, I will not talk about you? Meanwhile, she goes right back to it. Everything, listen, the fashion show goes off perfectly. There's absolutely no fights or anything. Everything is perfect. And Dolores is just impressed that people were able to put their issues on the back burner for Melissa. I'm really surprised by that too. Of course, Jackie had to get her digs in because she's on that campaign for full time again. Okay, so the next day, Teresa and Louie, they meet up with Melissa Feaster before the Namaste Bitches event. And doesn't she have to, she's talking about how she met Melissa Feaster. She's like, and when I met, I knew that we would get along. I call her the good Melissa. And she had to get a dig in at her sister-in-law. She's the good Melissa, not like the evil one that my brother married. Okay, she gotta get that dig in. And also on the other side of town, Danielle and Nate take their kids to the Kids Bop video set. But her dad wasn't able to make it because there were complications in her stepmother's eyelid surgery, so she couldn't make it, and she's a little sad about that. I don't blame her for that. The kids did great. It looked like a fun time. Kids did great. Okay, at the Namaste Bitches podcast. So it's Jackie, Jennifer Aiden, Jen Fessler. They're talking. Teresa comes out in her, looking like a thin baked potato. It's before the event. What's the theme? The theme is finding my peace. It's at this redid cathedral, redid church. Teresa says, listen, I've just been stressed because of stuff behind the scenes with Margaret. And then they flash back to black and white footage where Teresa is talking about how there's things coming. I'm thinking legal down the pike for Margaret. She's also stressed out because of a court hearing or a court hearing that's happening with Louie's ex. Dolores and Paul show up, and wait a minute, yeah. And then Teresa says something like, well, I am having it in church because I let God back into my life. I forgave him for me going to prison. Listen, God didn't have nothing to do with you going to prison. You went to prison, or she didn't even call it prison. She called it a camp. You went to camp because of what your husband did. You signed your name to some papers that were all about mortgage fraud. Okay, so God didn't send you to prison. It was the prosecutors, okay, and the judge. And you got sent because you didn't seem like you were remorseful enough. And the judge was like, well, watch this. So, and that's when Jen Fessler was like, well, maybe if Teresa can forgive God, maybe there's hope for all of us. No, God doesn't want to be in on this. I'm going to speak for God right now. God doesn't want to be in any of this. Okay, so after all of that, if you're wondering, does that maybe put something in Jennifer Aydin's mind that like, well, hey, Teresa forgave God. Maybe she could forgive Danielle. Jennifer Aydin is like, there's no chance of me making up with Danielle. Oh, that's surprising. Listen, they showed pictures of like a video of who is sitting next to who. And I noticed Dorinda. Listen, I'm going to tell you what. There will probably never be a time when I will not list Dorinda Medley as one of my favorite housewives. I don't know if she's my absolute favorite, but she's up there. I love Dorinda. I don't know what that was. That was nothing. That wasn't like me signaling anything. That was me having an itchy nose. Yeah. When I saw Dorinda, I was like, oh, Dorinda Medley. Oh, clip, 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 clip. Love Dorinda Medley. But then Dorinda shows up and they list her as Dorinda Medley, Teresa's friend. Listen, I know Teresa has been on. She's an OG. She's been on since the very beginning of her franchise, of her city. But this is fucking Dorinda Medley. Dorinda Medley. Fuck that. Okay. Bluestone Manor. Dorinda Medley. Fish Room. Dorinda Medley. Clip, clip, clip. Dorinda Medley. Dorinda Medley tells it like it is, whether she's drunk or not. I could have a whole thing about Dorinda Medley. I'm not going to. I'm going to say it once more. Dorinda Medley. Okay, so everybody's there, everybody's fine, and then they announce that Danielle's here. And then they cut to Jennifer Aydin. I have written here that she gives a look that could kill, or that says, I'm constipated. But the more I think about it, it doesn't give a look of I'm constipated. It gives a look of diarrhea. Like, oh, I farted. Either I farted, or I shit my pants. That's what that was looking like. Watch it. Tell me which one you think it is. I farted. Or I shit my pants. Like that. Okay. This is going down a road. Okay. So yeah, so she comes in, and then I don't know who Jennifer Aydin was talking to. It looked like somebody who maybe could care less about what she was talking about. But here's Jennifer saying, oh, during the whole thing, I was calm and cool and collected. And then Danielle was the one that was out of control. Meanwhile, over here, Danielle's talking to her friend who was just in like a circle with Jennifer Aydin. And her friend is like, listen, she won't fucking quit in talking about you. So listen, I think right then and there, I was like, oh, I think Danielle's going to hold it in for a bit. I don't think she's going to hold it in for that long. So the event starts. Teresa's like, the one thing that has helped me has been journaling. So I'm going to pull out my diary. And she reads a diary entry, a journal entry. She says, the thing that is most sacred to me is family. I reminded myself of Carolyn Manzo is family. She said, yeah, she did. She did say that the family is sacred, but not everyone shares that thought or shares that sentiment. So how do you protect yourself? How do you protect your family? She says that you just have to remove those people from your life. No, that wasn't pointed. That wasn't pointed at all. Not at all. So everything seems to go well. The ladies get together afterwards and talk. And Teresa's like, I decided to have this in a church because I have let God into my life again. And Danielle lets it flow. She's like, I'm surprised it didn't burn down with you in it. And she was looking straight at Jennifer Aiden. Because at first I was like, did she say that to Teresa? But then I watched it again. I was like, oh no, she was talking about Jennifer Aiden. I'm surprised it didn't burn down with your ass in it. I was like, oh, first shot fired. Then Teresa's like, listen, guys, I just want to fix you. And I will fix you. But listen, neither one of these ladies want it fixed. Jennifer Aiden says that is never going to happen. And then Jennifer, off camera, is like, listen, the one person who I'm ride or die for is Teresa. But I really don't feel like she's my ride or die. And she's like, she says it's very hurtful that Teresa won't do that for her. Like, meaning that Teresa won't go to bat for her against Danielle. She's very, very hurt by that. So Teresa's like, I gotta go because I have to do I don't know, not a meet and greet. She has to do something, an interview or something like that. So Danielle gets up to leave the room. She walks past Jennifer Aiden. She's like, by the way, you look like shit. And then, I was like, damn, so much for staying cordial. And that's when Jennifer Aiden gets all animated and all upset. Danielle is clean gone. She's like, at least I'm not a clown. At least I'm not a mother effing clown and this and clown and that. Just yelling and screaming. And Jennifer Aiden says she's pissed. She's pissed because she's like, oh, you sat here and listened to her say this and didn't say anything. Starts yelling at Dolores. I couldn't even make out what the heck her and Dolores were saying to each other because she was yelling so much. And Jennifer Aiden says I'm looking over here because Jack is like right there. Hi, baby. Hi, Jackie. He doesn't want to come on camera. But she says to Dolores, well, obviously I don't handle things the correct way, because if I were to handle it the way I would want to handle it is to pop that bitch. Don't. Now wait a minute. Now wait. Wait. Your time came for that. You pushed her and she came back at you. And you're lucky. I think you're lucky that people pulled Danielle away from you, because I would pop that bitch. Okay? I don't know about that. So that's where it ended. And then on Watch What Happens Live, Jennifer Aiden was on there. Listen, I'm not saying she takes it, but I'm just saying she looks like she's lost some weight. Ozempic, you know, well, you didn't do it alone. That's all I'm saying. And wasn't Andy like, oh, you were giving us Taylor Swift from the Grammys? Don't do that. Taylor Swift don't want nothing to do with you. Please don't. Swifties, I'm a Swiftie. I'm a late in life Swiftie. Swifties don't claim Jennifer Aiden. They really don't. And then a little bit later on, she said something like, well, I don't care what Danielle says about me, but I care what Taylor Swift would say about me. Taylor Swift ain't talking about you. Just like when Teresa was at Coachella, and Teresa and Travis were there along with Barry Keoghan and Sabrina Carpenter, and they were there watching, what's his name, Dom Dalla, and she went up and got her picture taken with Taylor Swift. Listen, Taylor Swift was just being nice, okay? She don't know who you are. She don't care who you are. She don't know who you are, and she don't care. Just like you, Jennifer Aiden. She don't, listen, no. Swifties don't claim Jennifer Aiden. Okay, so listen, that is my wrap up. That is my recap and rant. Listen, tell me in the comments below if you watched. And with that, nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world. And 3 things. Number 1, please be aware of your surroundings. Number 2, please stay safe. It is a crazy world out there and getting crazier every day. Please stay safe. Number 3, if you're somewhere where it's hot as balls like it is here, if you don't have to go outside, don't. But if you have to, or if you want to, please hydrate, drink water often, and stay cool. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for Motivational Mornings, and I will see you tomorrow with a recap and rant about The Bachelorette. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.